Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Mikro Loves Hockey. I'm your host Mikro, and let's jump straight in to see how I did on last week's predictions. Let's start with the Nashville Predators. I was hoping that Stamkos would do a number on his old team and beat Tampa Bay 3-2. However, the Lightning had other plans and beat the Predators 5-2. Most of the goals were scored in the third period. The Predators tried to mount a comeback but just couldn't do it. Last Thursday, the Predators traveled to Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, where they lost 4-1 to the Flyers. Then the Predators came back home on Saturday to play the Calgary Flames, where they won 4-2. It was close there for a sec, but Forsberg buried the empty netter to seal the deal. And I would have been happy whoever won that game. Let's move on to the Sharks. I predicted a 4-3 win in the shootout for the Sharks. I nailed the final score, but except I got the numbers the wrong way round. The LA Kings were up 3-0, and the Sharks came all the way back to tie it. Moments later, the Kings scored and won 4-3. The Sharks then went on to play the New Jersey Devils and ended up winning 5-2, getting their first regulation win of the season. I loved watching everyone get those goals. Then the Colorado Avalanche came to the Shark Tank on Saturday, and the Sharks won 3-2 in overtime. So basically, the Sharks beat the Devils and the Avalanche, the two top teams in the league. That's what I call a Shark attack. And then the Detroit Red Wings came to San Jose on the Sharks' second half of a back-to-back last night, where the Sharks lost 3-2 in the shootout. Close but no cigar. Ethan Cardwell replaced Ryan Reeves because he's on the IR. Let's all hope he'll be okay. Up to Toronto we go. Not the best week for the Leafs, even though I came close with my 4-2 prediction win over the Calgary Flames. The Leafs actually won 4-3. Calgary opened the scoring and then went back and forth from that point on. Maximum Domi and Matthew Nyes had a pair of goals each, and that was enough for the Leafs to win. On Wednesday, they traveled to Nationwide Arena in Columbus, where the Blue Jackets shelled Caden Premu and the Leafs lost 6-3. I'm not even sure how the Leafs managed to get 3 goals. It seemed much worse. On Saturday, they traveled to Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, where they won 5-2 over the Flyers. Unfortunately, Chris Tanev, who just came back from a concussion, was re-injured during a blind collision with Matvei Michkov and had to be taken from the ice on a stretcher. We all hope he'll be okay. All right, the standings. The Nashville Predators are 6th in the Central Division with 12 points. The Sharks are 7th in the Pacific with 11 points, and the Leafs are 7th in the Atlantic Division with 13.
13.
Let's see what's happening next week and what my hopes are for each of my favorite teams. Let's start with the Predators. The Vancouver Canucks return to Nashville to play the Predators tonight for the second time in almost 2 weeks. I'm actually thinking the Canucks might take this one 2-1 in the shootout. I'll be happy whoever wins that game. The San Jose Sharks don't play until Wednesday night at the Climate Pledge Arena. Talk about a funny name. Against the Seattle Kraken. I'm thinking the Sharks will take this one 5-3. The Toronto Maple Leafs start a 4-game homestand, starting with tonight taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I may love Pittsburgh and be a Steelers fan, but I say the Leafs win 5-3. Now that the World Series is over, we can focus on wins in Toronto. So there you have it. What do you think is going to happen? Drop your predictions in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with another hockey fan. Until next time, peace.